What's up, YouTube? Thank you for watching, everybody here. I just want to thank you all for all your support and help making YouTube partner, getting new websites going, doing everything. We appreciate all the love, everyone who's viewing and watching. Whether you're live or watching this recorded, appreciate it either way, man. It all helps. So today we are going to talk a little bit about a new site I'm developing called ashesfishing.com. And we're also going to grind some gold because I need to get to 25 gold to make a video that a YouTube commenter has requested. They want to see a video on all the different types of boats, and I don't have the 25 gold boat. I only have the rowboat and the 18 gold fishing boat. So I need to get that expensive boat so we can make some content on that. But real quick, just to get started, I'm going to go ahead and just preview our new website. So it's called ashesfishing.com. Let me go ahead and change to display here. Display capture. So ashesfishing.com is under construction. So do not get mad at me. Nothing is completed. It's all being worked on. This is a live preview. We're going to go ahead and cover the actual website and release it later once it's got a little more content completed here. So let me just so do not so there we go. Sorry, trying to get my stream and everything going here. So this is ashesfishing.com. This is a fan site that's going to be community based. As you can see, it has live fishing maps ready to go now, a profit calculator, fishing guides to learn how to do fishing. I do have a chat bot at the bottom right, so you can pop her open and ask her questions, and she'll teach you about fishing. This is very much under construction. There's a lot of questions that I don't have in here, so if it gives you wrong information right now, I do apologize. But please keep asking it questions, because everyone who asks, it gets smarter and it trains itself every single time. So go ahead and ask all these questions that you may have from YouTube, from playing the game, whatever. Go to ashesfishing.com, hit up the bot at the bottom right, and go ahead and feed it some information. It'll learn from our community here. So I did want to show off the live maps here. So the live maps are pretty cool. So you can actually come here and see a full live map of everything that's going on. So right now there is no information here. So we'll find a fishing spot and click on the map. If you click on the map, you can add a pin for a fishing spot or a pirate, set the time that's left, and it'll show up live to everyone. I don't want to do that on this one because it's live. Vira, the server isn't out yet, so we'll go here because nobody should be looking here. So this is the Vira server. So the legend here, fishing hotspot, player attacked pirate. It'll show you if there's a lot of pirates in an area over a 24-hour history, and show you all the different hotspots and tests. So since nobody is actually on the server, we'll go ahead and do this for fun. So this is the lake southeast of Jova. So if I saw a fishing hotspot here, I could come here, say fishing hotspot, add notes, maybe it only has 52 minutes left, and hit add pin, and now we have a fishing icon on the map, so everyone can actually see it all live. Oh, I forgot to not stream to Kick anymore because of all you damn bots. Gotta change that.
Do it. And treat your wife well.
Ooh. Gotta ban all these bots, sorry. I forgot about all this. Should not stream to Kick anymore. Anyways, back to what we were doing. So yeah, it's pretty neat. So that way you can add pins. It is throttled. You can only add a pin every 10 minutes just to protect the map from trolls, but pretty neat. So you can see live maps here. We do have a profit calculator where you can come here and kind of see the cost averages. So you can see how much a flying lure costs, the average value of the fish caught with it, so what your profit is going to be on average, what the most common fish is, the lowest fish, the highest fish, and based on how many were caught in the database. So pretty neat to use this calculator. You can come up here and change your taxes. So if you're at a place that only has, a 10% tax, you can change it and see what your actual calculations would be if you're in a town, or if you're 50% tax if you're buying from a harbor. Water types, you have freshwater, saltwater. So if you only want to see freshwater fish to see, okay, I'm going freshwater fishing, what's the best lure I should use? Oh wow, 80 freshwater paddle tail lures caught with a -5 silver average. maybe I'm not going to use the paddle tail lure because, wow, that sucks. I'm going to pay money to go fishing. I should probably use a flying lure, which is averaging me 33 silver. You know, based on 34 caught, it's averaging me 33 silver per fish. So just some interesting stats here. This is updating live. You can do saltwater, freshwater, both, and change the taxes to see the calculations. The add a catch button at the top right is where you'll go to actually add a fish. So you can add walleye, catfish, pike, all the different type of fish. The size, fish, length, and weight are optional, but I do prefer you put that in there for other parts and pieces we're going to add to the site. We do need this information, so appreciate it if you put that in. The lure type and how much it was worth. All right. Right now I only have a single spot to add one fish at a time. Ooh, man, I need some coffee. So I only have a spot to add one fish at a time. In the future, we will have session logs where you'll be able to log your whole session and see how profitable each session was. We'll have bulk input where you can add like CSV files and update, you know, tons of fish at once. We are going to have player ranking and player stats. So if you start uploading a lot, let's say you upload 50 fish, it's going to put you in a rank and say, oh, this person's uploaded the most fish. And then you'll also see a log of all the fish you logged in case you made a mistake on one. You'll be able to remove one. That's coming soon. I will work on that in the next couple of days. That's one of the higher priority focuses. Another thing we're going to add is this beautiful chatbot down here. She is going to be able to accept images. So you'll be able to upload just a screenshot of the fish, and she'll go ahead and accept that and call that a verified fish. So that's pretty cool. Have you ever seen sturgeon? We have sturgeon in Michigan and they're giant. I've seen sturgeon in the game, not in real life, but I do have some cool pictures of sturgeon in the game. You know, it's funny. Everyone makes fun of me because I live on a small lake and everyone comes over to my house to go fishing on it. And I don't fish in real life at all. Like, I don't do any real life fishing. Yet in games, I tend to fish all the time, and it's what I focus on in MMOs. So it's kind of funny that way that that it works out. Oh, I thought I had a cool picture of a sturgeon. I just looked up. I guess I must have removed it. But yeah, no, I don't fish in real life. And then last but not least, we're going to have some guides. So like, you know, this one's how to find sport fishing hotspots and ashes of creation. So you can read the guides on how to, you know, get better at fishing. There'll be more and more guides. I'm going to make videos to attach to each guide. That's what I'm going to be working on today. We're going to be getting some gold so we can make some guides on the different types of boats and stuff. You can also ask this chat different questions too. So if you just want to say like, you know, where do I find fishing spots? You know, she'll go ahead and answer basic questions. And again, she's still learning, so if she answers wrong, I apologize. But please ask her questions so it can learn. But when you ask, you'll find fishing spots marked on our map. Just head over to ashesfishing.com map for all the locations you need. What kind of, or how do I get a rowboat? Let's see what she says to that. You should try fishing. You may like it. Wish I could have the skills and money. I've tried fishing many times. It's just very slow to me. I feel like there's so many things I should be doing throughout the day rather than just sitting there with a pole. Some people call that relaxing. I don't know. I'm a multitasker. I got to be doing stuff all day, every day. So to me, it's like I could be doing something else. There you go. She answered. You can craft a rowboat at a carpentry station in town. It only takes level 1 carpentry and 100 of any type or grade wood. See? So she does have some questions already kind of figured out, and she is learning. She does scan the internet. She does scan my website, and she does learn from other people inputting questions, and then I correct her later. So keep asking her questions. And, oh, I didn't realize you TikTokers and verticals aren't seeing that. There we go. So I am asking her questions, and she is responding to them. So yeah, feel free to hit up the chat and ask questions. And then if you can, I mean, if you really want to be a helpful person, whatever server you're on, you know, head over to the server that you're on and go ahead and ping your markers. so that way other people can find the fishing spots and know how long there are left on fishing spots. Be super helpful to everybody. I see the questions in global all the time. Where are the fishing spots? Where are the fishing spots? Well, now everyone has a dedicated location. They can pop over to this map and see. All it's going to take, though, is you as the community to, update the spots. I'm on Lineth. I'll go ahead and update my spots as much as I can, but I can't update them for other servers because I'm not on those servers. So definitely, help us out any way you can with that. Have I ever played Sea of Thieves? Yes, I played Sea of Thieves a lot. Actually, I don't want to say Kickstarter because I don't think they did a Kickstarter, but I was a part of them during their beta experiences long before the game came out. I think 2 years I was on their forums. And we had a lot of expectations for the game that it ended up not being that. The number one thing that killed Sea of Thieves for me is that it's not truly an open world, single world MMO. It's an instance-based small portion of the map. So like when you crossed borders, you could disappear and people chasing you could just, not be able to follow and stuff like that. So that kind of killed it for me. If Sea of Thieves was a one world MMO, I'd probably be more into it. But yeah, I just wanted to show this website off. So ashesfishing.com, please input your data. If you go down here at the bottom, you can click on database and see all the recent fish that have been input. So right now we have 214 fish that have been inputted. I have deleted a few trolls out there. Don't worry, I am IP tracking. So if you start to become too much of a troll, I'll delete your post and just delete your character and you'll be banned from the site. So don't do that. But yeah, definitely. So if everyone can help add their catches, we'll learn as a community and be able to calculate these profits a lot better. And once we start seeing, hundreds and hundreds caught, we'll really see, okay, if I'm freshwater fishing, I don't want to use a paddle tail lure because after 80 catches, people are -5 silver profit on paddle tail lure. Probably don't want to use a paddle tail lure on freshwater. But if I go to saltwater, only 16 caught, but we're at a 46 silver average profit, meaning I'm going to make more money with a paddle tail lure saltwater fishing. Don't try to do it, in freshwater. That's what this website is for. So please add all your stuff so we can, build this database out and learn more together. And if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to hit up the chat. I can read all the chats. So any chats that you post, I do get copies. And I can read them later to correct, her training and feature things. So if you do have questions, you can always message me here. And I'll be able to answer those questions as well. So thank you all for watching that. Now, I am going to make some guides today for the website. One of the most requested thing was someone wanted a guide. A few people wanted guides on the different types of boats that are available in Ashes of Creation. So you have your rowboat, your Corsair, and I forget what the big boat's called. So I want to buy the big boat. Big boat costs 25 gold. I'm only at 16, so we got to make some money today. And I have not been able to fish for the past 3 days. Why is that, Chris Callahan? What server are you on? Oh, all the salmon's actually selling. Whoa, what is with this music? What is with this music? Is not good. Oh. What was that? Oh, she kicked me out. The bot's yelling at me. Play some laid-back music. That was a little crazy. Okay, so all the salmon is selling, so I do need to sell more salmon. Been bugged. None of the spots are spawning. Goal is borked. Really? Now, just to check on the chat, can I ask to add my catch by send a screenshot of the fish? Not yet, but I mentioned earlier in this video that yes, that will be a thing in the next couple of days. I hope. I have to train the AI to scan screenshots, but yes, that is something we will be adding. We'll be adding it so you can just post a screenshot to the chat and she'll check it make sure it's accurate, and then ask you a couple follow-ups like what lure did you use and how much did it turn in for. But yes, she will accept screenshots soon. Also doing that will give you a verified badge, so that way when you have the highest fish in the game, I want those to be verified rather than someone just saying, I made 25 gold on this fish. I want the highest fish to be verified only. So that will be coming in the next few days. Official YouTube live support? Yeah, I'm supposed to believe that. Alright, so let's ban that person. Report. Where is... Yes, misinformation. Ban this person. Hide user on my channel. Okay, cool. Freshwater, and lost my boat the other night to gankers. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That sucks so bad. So just to be sure, a lot of people aren't aware, but depending on where you're trying to fish on shoal, everyone kind of knows the southeast of Jova spots here, the small lake down here, and then the Halsey Lake. But a lot of people forget that also it spawns up here on the Halsey Lake, up in this area. Actually, I'm a part of a Discord, a fishing Discord. I'm a part of a fishing Discord. Let me show the known spots. All right, let's put that up here. And then let's go ahead and put display capture back on. So these are some of the known spots. So this is from a Discord that I'm in for sport fishing Discord. So down here in Jova, you have your known areas kind of down southeast of Jova, south of Jova down there. So do check all those spots. There is a spot down to the west as well, closer to New Ayla. But then also up top, the two spots up here. A lot of people forget that there's actually two spots up here. And they can also spawn in Mirrorlith. I don't necessarily know if they are on the same rotation in the Mirrorlith section. I don't believe so, but you might want to check out the whole section here, just to make sure you're visiting all the different spots in Jova and Mirrorlith, just to make sure, because these are the known spots in the Riverlands. There were 8 of you, but 20 of them on one freaking boat. Wow, that's crazy, and dedication to go out there and do all that. Your diaper's warm and squishy, feels nice. Okay. That's interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and sell all this stuff. I'm gonna buy some lures while we're here. We need more crank information, so I'm gonna buy some crank. We have a lot of paddletail. We do need some more bucktail. I want to buy a lot of those for out here, though. That's one full run. That's one full run. And that's 6 gold. Okay. We're at 9% sales tax, though, so I need to buy it while I can. Okay. And then let's sell all this stuff. I asked them what they wanted, and they said the boat. Their moms probably did not love them growing up or something. You're funny. Let me go ahead and turn on my text-to-speech here so I can hear you guys while I'm paying attention to this. Okay, so we got to get to 25 gold today. That's the gold. We're now at 9 gold only because I just bought some lures. So we're at 9 gold. But we got to get to 25 so I can buy that big boat. I can make a boat video how-to guide today for all 3 types of boats that are out there. But I've never had the big boat, so I don't want to make a video saying I know about something if I've never freaking used it. All right,
Is there a safer spot you know about for ocean fishing?
Safer spot. Well, that's an oxymoron, right? Because there is no safe spots in the ocean. But the known spots in the ocean, I can share with you now. The known spots in the ocean are... So south here, south of Vine Breach, right down here in the middle of the ocean, there's a whole bunch of spots that spawn right here. And the closest harbor would be over here in 10 Gold Post. This harbor, 10 Gold Post here. So you come all the way down. You fish down here just south of Vine Beach. There's always spots spawning down here. Now the good spot down here, the good thing to know about this, is this purple line is the PvP area. This is not intentional. I'm sure they're going to fix this later. But down here, under the purple line, is a non-PvP area. So if anyone kills you here, they will go corrupt. That doesn't mean that they won't do it.
That is where I got ganked.
That's where you got ganked? Yeah. So try to stay on the fishing spots that are below...
The Tanged Post spot.
The Tangled Post spot? Okay. Try to stay below the purple line, because that's at least a non-PvP area, and there are fishing spots that spawn here. And you can no longer drive off the map like my dumbass did. They fixed that and patched that, so you can't lose your boat by driving off the map. So I would hang out in this area south of the PvP line. There's less chance of them PvPing you because they'll go corrupt. Doesn't mean that they won't, because there's workarounds on that. So they may still do it, but there's less chance. Less chance and less risk if you're down here. There's some good spots just west of the harbor here at Wildport and Hercriba? Hecriba? I don't know how you say that.
I did, but that did not stop them.
That didn't stop them. So yeah, so there is less chance of that, but they still may do it. So Wildport in Hercriba, however you say that, right just southwest of the harbor here, are a bunch of spots. I think you're on Linus server. Oh no, you said you're on Shoal, right? Because Linith, I know there's a guild called RDM.
They did not go corrupt for killing my boat.
I don't know if they go corrupt for killing the boat. They go corrupt for killing you. I don't know if they would go corrupt for killing the boat. That's a good question. We should look into that. But yeah, just southwest of this harbor is a good spot. But if you are on the Linus server, I'd beware. There's a guild called RDM, fairly large guild here. They are charging you gold or will murder you in your boat here. So they literally roll up with 20 people and say, pay me gold or we're going to destroy you. And if you don't pay them, then they kill you. So
yeah, they left us alive.
They left you alive, yeah. So if they kill you, they go corrupt. Killing your boat, I don't think corrupts them, unfortunately.
Just killed my boat.
That sucks. So, but if you're not on Linus server, this is a really good one because it's very close to the harbor. So literally you can leave the harbor and come right here, and there's spots literally really close. This is the
Dutch
closest.
bags, haha.
Douchebags for sure. And then obviously there's up here in the PvP island, there's a whole bunch of spots right here just north of this island. We call this the PvP island because in Arcade it was the same way. This harbor right here has a whole bunch of spots right here as well too. But this is also kind of a known spot, so there are a lot of people and gankers that like to come up here. But it is fairly far from everything else. So the only people coming up here are strictly coming up here to fish or gank. You're not going to run into as many randoms because these are really close down here to other harbors and stuff. So this one is kind of way out of the way for people just to troll. Doesn't mean they won't, but they will. But those are the 3 kind of spots that are the most popular spots right now that we've seen fishing. Alright, so we need to get to 25 gold. We're down to 10 gold. 10 gold, guys. Alright, I think I'm going to sell everything I own. Maybe you guys should stop me before I do that. in case there's something I shouldn't be doing here, but... How is their boat so fast as well?
How
Right.
was the boat so fast as well?
They caught you so fast?
He caught me so fast.
So right now, there's only speed up upgrades to, Can you buy the game for me, buddy? I don't got a job. I'm broke. My $1 a day on YouTube is not cutting it. Sorry, man. But he caught you so fast, so there are sail upgrades that increase acceleration. They don't increase top speed. Nothing increases top speed on ship parts yet. But it does increase acceleration from a 0 to full top speed. You can upgrade your sails and be faster. You can also have faster turning sails, or I forget what parts are turning. We can look at the parts later. When I do that boat video, I'm gonna research all that. But you can turn faster, you can accelerate faster, and then my only speed increase that I know of, which is probably how they caught you if they had 20 people, is I do believe Bard speed buff works on ships. So if they had a Bard and they had the speed buff, the speed song going, I believe their boat will be faster than your boat. Not sure if that's intended or not, but I believe that's the way it works right now. Alright. I'm just gonna sell all this stuff because we need money. I know that's not the right thing to do. Probably cook it is best, but that's okay. Sell on an auction house is probably better. Alright, let's see what we can sell out of my auction house to make as much money as we possibly can. Alright, so I was told all this shit is pretty much useless, so let's sell all this. All these fillets. You just got an email that you closed on your new house? Congrats, buddy! That's why you can't afford the game, because you got a new house? I think animal fat is important for cooking. Let's see if this sells on the auction house.
Yet I've already got the gold back to buy another one, so round 2, haha.
There you go. Get a new boat and head out. You're good, man. I don't know if oils are worth it. We'll check out oils. Let's just sell everything that we have as fast as possible. It's probably a waste, but let's see. Do you guys know, is sell that worth it? $50 copper. 10 copper for animal fat. We got 10 copper for animal fat versus if I sell it to a vendor. What is 1 animal fat? Oh, I don't have any slots open. Let's just sell a set here so I can do this. It sells for 7 copper. So with fees and stuff, no. Just gonna sell it all. With auction house fees and posting and waiting for money to make 3 copper per. Just gonna sell it. We need to focus on videos and content. Cooking is not my priority. I'm not a cooker. Fishing is all that we care about. Wow, this doesn't sell for a lot. All that storage space I was taking up for like 1 gold. Weak. Alright, we're not even up 11 gold yet. We check oils. Does anyone know? Are oils worth keeping? Bluegill oil. Bluegill oil. So it sells for 49 copper. 49 copper and 2 silver for green. That might be worth keeping. Let's see. 7 copper, 2 silver for green. Okay, so oils might be worth keeping and selling on the auction house, so we'll do that later. We'll do that later. We'll save the oils for now. Okay, what else can we sell out of here? What else can we sell out of here, huh? That cloth I can get rid of. It's not important. I believe the spices I want to keep. Alright, we're just going to sell all the fishies. And that rock. Oh no, wait. Auction house that rock. Alright, so this is my fish collection. I know bluegill or bass and bluegill I want to cook. That's cheaper, but salmon and lamprey. Salmon sells on the auction house. Lamprey I don't think sells anywhere though. Let's check lamprey. Alright, let's see if lamprey's worth it. Anyone actually buying lamprey? I wish the auction house showed like recent purchases and things. 30 copper for common. $20 copper for common.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Thank you for the subscribe, Abdullah. Appreciate it. So 20 copper is the lowest for lamprey. Okay, so 20 copper. Shit, I did it again where I didn't leave a space. Sell that. What does one of these sell for? 50 copper. It sells more by selling it to the vendor than the damn auction house. Okay, so we're gonna vendor all these fishies. Selling for 20 copper on the auction house, but 50 at the vendor. 10 silver a stack. Not too bad. 10 silver a stack is pretty good. Alright, did we have more of those fishies? Let's sell more. Alright. I think we had more lampreys. We'll save the rarer ones. Sell all the weak ones. And salmon I'll sell on the auction house, because that is actually selling on the auction house. Alright guys, we're up to 13 gold and 29 silver. Started at 9
Buy
after
them
buying
off the
loose.
market for the profits.
Oh yeah, that's actually not a horrible idea. Echoing, good call. I didn't think of that. Yeah, buy them for 30? So what's my cost? Hold on, what's my cost for one? So it's 33, I sell for 50. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, good call, buddy, good call. Buy them for 33, sell for 50. Why wouldn't I do that? Buy for... What is this one selling for? This is 22. Alright. Good call, good call. Smart man you are. 45 is going to be 49. I still make a copper. We're doing almost no work. 3 silver, nope. 45 is 49. Alright. Good call, man. Look at that. Gonna make some extra cash here. Selling for under market. 29 silver, 20 silver, 20 silver. So now we're up to 13 gold, 56. Hey, we made like 15 silver for like 10 seconds of work. Good call. That's pretty funny, actually. All right. What do you guys think we should do? Should we do some freshwater fishing because we need the stats for the website? Or should we just go straight out saltwater fishing, call it a day? I'll leave it up to you guys. If we're going saltwater, though, I need to buy more lures.
Leave a single lamp ray so others might also undercut or post at 20.
Ah, smart. I didn't do that, though. Too late. I bought them all. We should post the salmon, maybe. We'll post the salmon before we leave. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to freshwater fish for stats? So we can upgrade the website a little bit? Or do we want to go out and make some big bucks on the ocean? What do we want to start with? Help the database or help the profits? 99 copper they're selling for right now. 50 copper. Ugh. 60 copper. 35 copper. 80 copper. 44, 45 copper. The 44, 45 seems to be what salmon's selling for. What does one salmon sell for at the vendor? 20 copper.
Fresh stats.
Fresh stats? Okay, we're gonna do freshwater stats then. That way I can update the map and see if we can find some freshwater spots for you as well too. So 44 copper seems to be what salmon's selling for about. There are lower ones, but that's okay. So we're gonna post for 44. Whoa, not 44 silver. Oh, tell me I didn't post that other one for 44 silver. No, I didn't. Okay. Let me just get some of this up. So maybe this will help us make money today. Let's restack these in 20s. Oh my god, did I post one? I posted one. Stupid. Okay. Alright.
The Riverlands Harbor on Riesna T have any NPCs cuts off all the Joeva lakes.
The Riverlands Harbor on Resna doesn't have any NPCs? Cuts off all the Jova lakes? What do you mean there's no NPCs? Like, it's borked? Not working? Alright, so we got enough lures to go freshwater fishing for a run, so let's go ahead and find the freshwater spots then, because that's what everyone's saying, or that's what we voted for. So I got crank lures. I'd like to do some crank lures in freshwater because we need to upgrade the crank lure stats here. So let's go find the freshwater spots on Lineth here. We'll do some crank lure runs. Could do some bucktails on there, but I know those are going to be losses. Let's pull up Ash's fishing website. So looking at this profit calculator.
Dude, I have had no luck with crank in fresh water.
Yeah, I don't think crank's gonna be good in freshwater, honestly. I really don't think so. So if we go to freshwater stats, we only have 9 crank caught freshwater and 34 walleye. But look, the average profit on those 9 is less than the flying lure. So the flying lure in freshwater, this is freshwater stats at 50% harbor tax. The flying lure is more profitable than the spoon, and the crank is actually negative. Only 5 caught though, but it's negative profit on crank. So we only have a 5 sample size though. That's too low. So let's go ahead and do some cranks and see. We're gonna do some cranks and see if that's true, because we need to up the crank database there. But showing a negative profit on crank
Yeah, they
is
just
not
never
good.
loaded in after the server reset the other night. The only cookhouse is in.
Oh
What
man,
website
that
is
sucks.
that?
This is ashesfishing.com. So it's a website that I'm working on building for all of us. So we have database of catches. You can input all your catches there, and then it will start tracking profit calculations with different taxes, harbor taxes, cookhouse taxes, all that kind of stuff to see what lures you should be fishing with in freshwater, saltwater, etc. So it's gonna show. Oops, wrong one. Going to show all the different calculations. So you could say, oh, my town only has a 10% tax, and I'm a freshwater fishing. This one's a 35 average profit. This one's 31. This one's 10. You know, oh, why spend more money on crank if the average profit on flying is better, right? So that's what this site's going to be for. So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Also, it has a live map. So that's what I'm going to update once I find a spot here. But on the live map here, so you can click live maps, choose your server. I'm going to go to Vira just for an example. So on Vira, because nobody's actually here, you'll be able to see where the fishing spots are. People can ping. So like I can ping here that there's a fishing spot here, but then I can maybe say, oh, someone's ganking at church. I can come here, ganking at church, and it'll add a pirate spot as well too, so you know to avoid those areas. So if you're fishing out in the ocean and you get ganked, you can mark that for others to warn them that people are ganking. And you'll see a live map of fishing hotspots and ganking hotspots on the map here. You can see a history of everything that was happening. And then if there's a lot of ganking in an area, it'll actually mark the area as well. So we're going to go back to the Lineth map, because this is the server I'm on. And we're going to find the freshwater spot and mark it for everybody. Yeah, so I hope people start using it. You know, everyone start using it and keeping up, because I can only help post on the Lineth server since that's the one I'm on. But if you start finding fishing spots and poking it on the map...
and I were talking about finding a website that does this.
Exactly. I just built it yesterday, so I hope it takes off and people start using it and really helping each other out there. Because I see in global all day long, all the time, where are the fishing spots? Where are the fishing spots? Now we have a central location where everything can be found. You have profit calculators, you have live maps. I'm going to have how-to guides. It has a chat bot on it, so you can ask the chat bot questions.
How long does the ganking pin last?
Good question. You know, I did not put that information on there. I probably should. The ganking pin is going to last for 60 minutes. So it'll show a countdown. So let's go back to it. Let me pull it back up here. So let's go back to it. We'll go back to the Vira map.
You should add the website to your stream and channel information.
I just did. So it should be... Oh, you're right. I didn't put it in the description. But you're right. It should be in there. I will add that there for sure. I put it in the description words, but I forgot to put it in the links. So I'll do that. Thank you, Shameful. So both markers. So the pirate marker will last 60 minutes, and it'll show you how long it's been since they were attacked. So 2 minutes ago, someone reported that they died here, right? So then it'll last 60 minutes. But if you hit 5 players attacked in an area, 10 players attacked in an area, 15 players attacked in an area, 3 verticals, I'll move it over. It'll start making borders around that area for 24 hours. So if all of a sudden at church here, everybody's dying and 5 or 6 people have reported dying here, it's going to pop up a yellow circle here that's
Could
slightly
make a chat
transparent.
command to post the link in chat too.
Yeah, you know, I don't have any chatbots on stream. I need to do that too. Thank you, Echoing. I love all the help, guys. You guys are amazing. I need to do that for sure, so that we could do like exclamation, you know, fishing spot or something. I'll do that later too. Actually, let me add that to my task list. Or Alexa, remind me at 2 p.m. Add a chatbot with exclamation links. Hopefully you guys don't have speakers on, then you all have that now at 2 p.m. But yeah, this will last 60 minutes here just for this marker. But if 5 or more in the area happen in 24 hours, it'll start adding circles in the area that last for a trailing 24 hours. So if 10 people get attacked here, it'll have an orange circle that lasts for a trailing 24 hours in the area, warning people of PvP. The fishing marker, when you make a new pin, the fishing marker will last 60 minutes, but you can change that. So let's say there's only 32 minutes left on the spot. You can make it so it's 32 and then it'll last 32. So the fishing marker is counting down. The kill marker is counting up. It's ashesfishing.com. That's a new site that I created. Thank you guys for all the help and the questions. Alright, so it wasn't at this spot, and it wasn't at Lineth, so I'm guessing the freshwater spot for Lineth is going to be way up here in Halsey. So let's head up to Halsey. Alright, so we're going to get a long run up to Halsey. I did buy the Terror Bird, so I bought that yesterday, so it's a little bit faster. Hopefully we'll help getting up there. But yeah, keep up the questions, guys. You guys are helping me with what I need to make and what I need to change on the website, so I'm excited to get it going and people start using the live map and pinging everything. You know, once everyone starts using the maps, we won't see all the questions in global. Where are the fishing spots? Yesterday, I was on the map the whole day trying to keep up with all the Fresh Lakes fishing spots, so I'll do that again today. Thank you for the follow, Cobra. Appreciate it. So we're going to head up to Halsey. I'm guessing the fishing spots are up here in Halsey. Whenever the fishing spots aren't in the Jova area, they're usually always in Halsey.
Will there be a way to mark that a pin is false to avoid troll pins?
So I did want to add a report feature. Let me add that to my list too. I did want to add a report feature, but I did prevent it so trolls, you can only post a pin every 10 minutes to prevent trolls from just spamming the map. You can only post a pin every 10 minutes, but I did want to eventually add a report feature. And if someone gets too many reports, then I'll block the IP from accessing the website. Let me open up tasks. Report feature for pins. Ashes fishing tasks. Report feature for pins on a live map. Yes, that was something I did intend to add, but I need to be writing all these down, so I just wrote it down. Thank you. Same with the fish right now. Right now, people are trolling and putting fish catches that they caught a walleye that was worth 2,500 gold. Things like that. That does auto-notify me, and I manually have to remove those right now. Yes, they could proxy your VPN, but You know,
Couldn't someone use a proxy or VPN to bypass the punishment?
I can only do so much. Maybe I can make it so like if 5 people or something report a false, or 3 people report a false pin, that it removes it off the map. We could do something like that. But I can only block people so much. Yes, if they start VPNing and bouncing around the world, it's going to be difficult for me to, you know, prevent them. But there is an automatic catch, you know, 10 minutes per IP also, so you'd have to keep switching. Is this the Ashes Fishing live stream? This is. We're going to be fishing today for the Ashes Fishing website to catch some data. Exactly. We're going to catch some data for the new website here. I haven't done a full announcement or a real announcement for the website yet. This is kind of like a preview. I want to get more features working and get more data on the fish before I release it to the public. This is kind of like releasing it to the public. You guys are getting a little bit of a preview. Every stream I've seen of this game is someone running endlessly in a massive open world doing nothing. We're looking for the fishing hotspots right now. And yes, there is a lot of running in this game, which I think is great because it promotes people to attack each other, to make valuable resources more valuable if you run them further away. It makes it very, you know, real. In an MMO, you need that for the economy. The economy makes it a real economy. You need that struggle. You need to be able to run between spots. But actually, if you're leveling or, you know, gear farming, it's a very grindy game where you're standing in one spot. So you're either always running somewhere or you're standing in one spot the whole time. Because when you're grinding levels, man, you'll stand.
Distance is also a form of defense.
Exactly. But when you're leveling, man, sometimes you'll be 3 to 5 hours just standing in one single spot. Is kind of boring too. So you need the running aspects. It's very much part of the game. All right, I don't see it in this spot either, which is not good. Not good, not good. Alright, we're almost to the next healthy spot. I'm guessing it has to be up here, or something's not working right. Uh-oh. I'm not seeing it. The anvil spots are awesome up there. I like that area.
Dude, the anvil spots are awesome up there. I like that area.
A lot of people have been saying that. I've never been up to the anvils, except for the last wipe I was up there just for a quest. It seems hard to get to, but maybe I should go up there, huh? A lot of people are saying anvils is good. Man, it's not up here either. Why is the fishing
All sports
spot?
fishing might be bugged.
Yeah, Chris, I think I might have to agree with you. So we've checked...
Freshwater, that is.
We've checked both Halsey spots. We've checked both Drova spots. We've checked the small map. So now we either need to check west. We need to either check west or north of Nuela here. Or it's going to be at the Miralith Lakes.
There is allegedly also a spawn west of Darrigal, but I've never seen it.
West of Darrigal. I don't even know where Darrigal is. Where's Darrigal? I don't even know what town that is. Alright, so we either got to check the Miralith Lakes, which would be... God, that's a long run. I don't even want to check the Miralith Lakes because what the hell? Where do you turn that in at? Miralith doesn't have a cookhouse, I don't think, on our server.
Check Myra.
There's no cookhouse there, though. So without a cookhouse, you can't turn in. So if it is there... If it is... Okay, so let's go check Miralith. If it is there, we're gonna have to chum it and move on with our life. Because that would suck if it's there. There's literally nowhere to turn in. What the hell is this log? Doesn't do anything? Maybe part of a quest? Never saw that log there before. Alright, we're gonna check Miralith just for the sake of checking. But if it is in Miralith... God, that's a long run back too, though. Oh man, that's a long run for no reason. I don't think Miralith is a part of this rotation. I really don't. That's a long run for no reason. Because if it's freshwater's borked, I'm going to hop on a fishing boat. Then I got to run all the way to the left side of the map. So that would be very... Oh, I hit the wrong button. That would be very pointless to do. So sorry, Chris, I don't want to check Mira. We'll check all the lakes again on the way to the saltwater fishing. So where's this Dragal place? Not good that there's no fishwater spots, though. They probably really are in Mira. But man, there's nowhere to turn in over there. Winstead have a cookhouse? Nope. Yeah, without a cookhouse, you gotta run all the way across the map with 3 fish.
Darrigal Estates is the poi south of Joiva.
Oh, yes, west of... Okay, correct. So that's the only one we haven't checked is west of Darrigal. Gotcha. So this spot. So, yep, we're gonna hit them all up. So we're gonna check here again at Halsey. We'll hit up the Jova Lakes. We'll go south of Darrigal, and then we'll go west of Darrigal. And then if it's not there, we're gonna, I guess, head to the ocean and give up. But it's really weird that it's not in Halsey or Jova. Because that's always been a part of the rotation. So Halsey's out. Now let's head to Jova. We got a little bit of a run here again. We'll run back, check, and then if not, we'll hop on my boat. Probably should have bought more lures if I was going to do that, but we got 14. We got 2 runs. Got a bucktail run and a spoon run. Oh, shit. I'm supposed to be doing crank lure testing. I didn't even buy any crank lures. I have spoon lures. Oops. Didn't even buy crank lures. My bad, guys. We're supposed to be adding crank freshwater. Any more questions about the website at all? Thank you all for trying to use it. I appreciate it. The more data we can gather, the better it is for everybody, including yourself. What game is this? This is Ashes of Creation. New MMO in alpha status right now. You're selling it. Looks good. Thank you. Appreciate it. I didn't know I needed to sell it, but Ashes of Creation is very similar to Arcade. If you've ever played Arcade, full open world MMO. The creator was a fan of Arcade, but Arcade had a lot of problems. It was pay to win. It was an Eastern made MMO, so they didn't have the anti-cheat that's necessary. So they didn't have the anti-cheat that was necessary to block cheaters and stuff. So this is supposed to be a non-pay-to-win version of Arcade. I just joined a party with a guy who's also looking for the freshwater spots. Yes, full PvP. There's lawless areas like the ocean areas and everything. You can PvP with no penalty. However, you can technically PvP anywhere and you go corrupted if you do, and then if you die, you drop gear items for going corrupted. But yes, it's a full open world PvP everywhere type game. The only protection you have fully against PvP is till you're level 10. So right now I'm fishing, sport fishing. When I catch fish, I'll have to run it to a harbor or a cookhouse to turn it in. People could PvP me on the way, steal my fish the whole time. Same thing with crate running or just farming. You can literally PvP anywhere. But right now I'm in like a safe zone. So there is a penalty if someone PvPs me, they go corrupted. Kind of like a pirate system. Damn, it's not in this spot either. What happened to your ship? I still have it. We're probably going to end up hopping on it. I built a new website. I love the risk of PvP too, man. I wouldn't be playing if it wasn't PvP. If there wasn't true PvP here, I would not be playing this game. I still have my ship. I built a new website called ashesfishing.com that I'm kind of promoting right now on the stream to collect data for different types of fish catches. And we're lacking on freshwater data, so I was going to do some freshwater fishing just to update the website. So that way our profit calculators and stuff are a little better. But we're having trouble finding the freshwater spot on the Lina server. So I'm going to check a few more spots here, and then if I don't find them, we're going to head out to the ocean. We'll do some ocean fishing instead. Yeah, this is still alpha, so it only goes up to level 25. Max level is going to be 50. Once you get to the level 50 zones and stuff, all those zones are going to be lawless, where it's open PvP all the time. Game's still in early alpha though, at least a year or more away. Shit, do I have chum? I only have one saltwater chum. Probably shouldn't have sold all those fish and turned them into chum. Oopsies! That's okay. We have other fish we could turn into chum. Turn bluegill and stuff in. Even though that stuff sells, that's okay. No luck, man. We just ran this circuit twice with no fishing spots. Not here either. Okay, we got one last spot to check. West of Dragal, north of Nuela here. And if that doesn't work, then we're gonna head out to the sea. But that's a long run to the sea. I gotta get to this harbor out here in June Dark. Maybe talk to the party. I think you might be right, Chris. I think they're gonna be stuck in Marilith, but there's literally nothing good in Marilith. So if it's in Marilith, that sucks. We'll just head out to the ocean. No problem. Thank you for watching, man. Appreciate it. This guy that's in my party just asked if I've been using the Ashes Fishing website. Yes, sir, I do. I do use the Ashes Fishing website because I built it. That's funny. Good, it's picking up traction then, guys. Picking up traction. Man, I'm not seeing it here either. Not good. I think this is the only spot here. Yeah, it should be right here. Man, Chris, I think you're right. I think the only freshwater spots that are left then are Miralith Creek. Okay, so we need a vote. Do we head out to the ocean and just get some stats and fishing done, or do we run all the way to Miralith to see if the spots are there? And if they are there, there's nowhere to turn in. We'd have to run all the way to Jova or the harbor. The guy that I'm partied with says he wants to go on the ocean in Judark. This guy said hopefully Fed isn't out there. I am Fed. He said, hopefully that isn't there. Funny.
Have you tried steering your ship with action combat? I've heard it's faster rotation.
Ooh, that's a nice tip, Echo. I have not. We will try that when we get out there. That would be interesting. I mean, you can buy ship parts to do that, but that would be a cool trick. Man, this is gonna be a long run, guys. This is a long run to that harbor. It's gonna be a long run. Shit. He says I should have ran north. He says north is easier.
Still no luck.
No, Chris, we checked them all the Jova spots and the Halsey spots, which means the spots have to be in Mirrorlith. But if they're in Mirrorlith, there's no turn-in anywhere near Mirrorlith. Because Mirrorlith and Winstead don't have cookhouses. That means the closest turn-in is either Jova or the harbor southeast of Jova. That's a long frickin' run to turn in fish. But if our theories are correct, you have to run there, chum it before it'll ever move. It might move on a server reset, but...
Yeah, the South Jun Darkway has some level 30 mobs depending on settlement level. Welcome to my life. You might be bugged too, go check it.
Okay, you guys say check Mirrorlith, otherwise it's a 30-minute run to my boat. So, let's go check Mirrorlith. I'll help out the whole server. Because if it's
They
in
reset the
Mirrorlith,
server the other night and it did not fix them.
so if it's in well, so people were saying that it was bugged yesterday, but I fished all day yesterday on freshwater. It's just it was stuck up in Halsey the whole time. Both spots were switching back and forth in Halsey. So, hey, your city locked too, mean they can't level right now on my server. I believe that is the case. I haven't checked with that in a while, but I believe that they did lock all the towns due to some issues. I don't know when that was going to be unlocked. It's been a while. I don't really know the whole politics behind why they did that, but all right, so for the Linus server here, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head to Mirrorlith and see if the fishing hotspots are stuck there. If they're stuck there, I'll chum it, and then hopefully 1 hour later when the chum ends, it moves to somewhere better.
Halsey on Riesna is great. There's a cookhouse there. I've done 4 full mules in a single spawn.
See, that's amazing having a cookhouse there, because then if it spawns Halsey, you're literally right there. For us on Linith, we have a Jova cookhouse, so when it spawns on the Jova lake right here, it's freaking great. But yeah, depending on where your server is.
Sorry, I'm on off at work.
No worries, Chris, no worries. So I'm gonna head to Mira for us.
But it's been bugged for 2 days for us and a reset did not fix for Shawl.
For sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're not on Linus, so me running the Mira isn't gonna help you, my bad. But yeah, people on Linux yesterday were like, oh, the fishing's bugged all day. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's in Halsey. Like, I've been here all day marking the maps and everything. Pros and cons before you buy. Pros. Full open world PvP. Very much a player-made economy game. So a lot of the resources and gear and everything is going to be all player-made. And the best items and gear are going to be player crafted. That craft requires a lot of gathering and resources to be moved physically from town to town. There's no universal auction house, so moving stuff and transporting
no, but I'm curious
goods.
If you have any spawn.
Yeah, good question. Good question. Let's find out for sure. So transporting goods is a key part of gameplay. And you can be PvP'd and people can steal your goods and stuff while you're doing that. So it promotes open world PvP, which is great. So yeah, that's most of the pros. There will be 64 classes when the game is released. So you can be a rogue mage or you could be a healing tank. And
I finally hit 25 and all I wanted to do is fish and have not been able to yet, haha.
Oh, that sucks, man. Congrats on 25. I'm jealous. I'm still 19 because I spend too much time fishing. How many gold can you get in a day, sir? You know, that's a great question because I've always been sidetracked doing a lot of other things in my fishing sessions. I've never just fished for a whole day. But I do have a profit calculator on my new website called ashesfishing.com. And if you're just using the basic lures, the most basic level 1 lures, fishing, you can get about 35 silver profit per lure. If you're freshwater fishing, you can hold 1 on your back and 2 on your mount, giving you a total of 3 per run. And each run, depending on where the fishing spot is, like right now where I'm going, this would be very wrong math. But if you have a close fishing spot to a harbor or to your town, you could probably get 2 to 3 runs in every hour. So if you could get 2 runs in, let's say, as a new player, 35 silver times 3, you're making about 70-ish, 75 silver each run. Gold in a half an hour. Minimum, if you're using basic lures with basic gear and taking your time. Gold in a half an hour, maybe. Now, when you get much higher fishing level, I'm on Lineth. When you get much higher fishing level, you get a fishing boat, go out to the ocean. You can catch 7 fish at a time and turn in. And depending on where you're at fishing out there compared to where you are at the harbor, you can still get 2 runs in. So that's 14 fish an hour. You can make a lot more money there. So what's 35 times 14? Alexa, what's 35 times 14? So like 4-ish gold an hour with the lowest lure. Or you can gamble and do bucktail lures and you can get, you can get 1 fish that's worth 10 gold. No, the spots are different on every map because when you find a spot and you chum it, that spot lasts for 1 hour. When the hour is up, then it moves. So every map has different spots in different locations at different times. How long till it's done? This game has at least a year or more in alpha. And possibly beta before it releases. Cons to this game, going back to your question, Vintage. Cons would be that it's still super early access. So there's a lot of problems and a lot of things going on. So there's still super early access. A lot of bugs. You can only get to level 25. There's only 8 classes, not 64 right now. There's a lot of problems with crafting because there's not, the full crafting system isn't implemented yet. So if you buy it now, you're going to be testing and make sure that you understand that you're doing a lot of testing. There will be wipes. So if you play now, there'll be at least 1, maybe 2 more wipes before the game releases, so all the work you do now will be erased and you have to start over. The good news is when the game releases, it's going to be a monthly subscription that you have to pay monthly for. Right now it's buy and you play until the game releases. I have the game, did some leveling. What else is there to do? Well, there's leveling, there's crafting, there's, transporting goods, there's upgrading cities and being a citizen, and running crates and stuff to upgrade your city. You have to upgrade your crafting houses and stuff that's in the cities. Then there's going to be world events, like the Harbinger events. Right now, most of the Harbinger events are higher than our levels can be, though. But you could do some of the Harbinger events, world events. Eventually, there'll be open sea creatures and monsters. These open sea creatures and monsters, you'll have to have ships with cannons and harpoons to be able to endgame these creatures in the ocean. So there's going to be a lot to do for sure. When will there be new stuff added? They usually add new stuff every 2 to 3 months. So like about 3 weeks ago was a really big update with the Harbinger and the fishing boat and everything. So in probably another couple of months, you'll see another big release of new stuff. Have you heard when we get more levels?
Cheap viewers stream.com remove the space 8 CG4 moose.
Have you heard when we will get more levels? No. They've talked about the 64 class system a lot. They probably will not be... sorry, I had to ban that guy. They probably will not be adding more levels until they release the 64 classes, because right now you can get to level 25, and level 25 is where your second class will start. So they probably won't increase the levels until they have the 64 classes ready. And then 3 weeks ago they added the final of the base 8, the summoner. So they're still testing and doing a lot with the summoner, which is what I am. They're testing and doing a lot with that and then they probably have to then take the 8 base classes and make the 64 alternatives, so that's going to take a little while, I assume. Is AFK fishing worth it? Yes. AFK fishing is very much worth it because you have to level your AFK fishing to get a higher fishing level. The higher fishing level allows you to use better fishing poles and better fishing gear. That will help you in sport fishing. Plus, every 10 points, or I'm sorry, every 1 point of fishing level increases your sport fishing power by 10. So I am level 42 Grandmaster Fishing. That means I have 420 points of sport fishing power that helps me get bigger fish faster. Doesn't help me get bigger fish, it helps me get them faster. Doesn't do anything for the value of the fish. Yeah, man, that's kind of what I'm getting at when I play there. Are there any dungeons or anything? Yes, there are dungeons. So there are dungeons on the sides of the map here. So like this one's a dungeon, Befallen Forge. There's other dungeons right here in Miralith, Tower of Carafin. So there are definitely dungeons already in the game, and they will be adding more. Harbingers, I believe, have their own dungeons, but Harbingers are mostly an open world event. Sorry, talking a lot. Lots of PvP, Cubine, lots of PvP. Is the game on PS5? No, the game is PC only. They're like a battleground system. Nothing that I'm aware of yet for battlegrounds or arenas. I believe, and someone can fact check me on this, I believe they've mentioned talk about arenas, but most of this game focuses on open world interaction. So even dungeons and stuff are all open world because it's supposed to be an open world type game. Open world PvP, open world, you know, economy, open world stuff all the time. They have a very much open world focus. Instant stuff is not their priority. Even housing is going to be open world housing, so they're not instanced. The website says someone posted on our map that there's the Jova spot over here has it, so it's either a troll or real.
Arenas will be added, will likely be a weird mix between open world and instanced, but we don't know.
Did they mention arenas in the videos? I haven't even like really seen much on that myself, but I haven't really paid attention for it. Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate it. I haven't
yes, Steven talked about them briefly.
Oh, he did? Okay. So there you go. There's your answer. There will be arenas. We just don't know much about them. So on the Lineth map, someone posted that there's a spot south of Jova. So either there is or they're trolling. This is where someone mentioned being able to report them would be nice. So they're not stuck up there for an hour. But let's check. Let's check the Miralith. I've never actually checked Miralith up here, so let me see where these spots are. Okay, so there's one down here and one up above the island.
Asking for a friend.
So I don't see this one. That sucks. Okay. There's like a fish spawn in the sky here. So there's no spot here. This is like one of the dungeons right here, actually. Tower of Hairfin. So I don't think it's instance, though. It's like an open world dungeon, but this is it. This whole section right here in this building. This is not looking good, though. So hopefully someone reported that as true. Not here either. So Chris, no luck, man. Just did the full run and there's no freshwater fishing spots open. And we'll do a full run back to check. Sir, what's the best class for most solo gameplay? I guess that's really gonna depend on what your gameplay is like. Do you mean solo as in like get a group fast, or you mean like fully solo? I'm just gonna play by myself and that's it. If you're solo but like want to group up with people for dungeons and open world events and stuff like that, and you want to get a group fast, obviously cleric, tank.
Freshwater must be bugged out.
I believe you could be correct. The only problem is someone on my server just did ping on our map that there is a spot
On more than one server.
all the way at the end where we just started. So I'm going to do the full rotation loop and we're going to check it out and see one last time if it's true or if it's a fake spot. All right. So yeah, if you're looking for a group and you're a solo player that wants to be able to do group content like events and dungeons and stuff like that, cleric, tank, bard, probably in that order, because you can always use 2 clerics in a group. You need at least 1 tank and 1 bard minimum. Bard gives you the mana song. You can have more than 1 bard though, so bards can be useful. You can have multiple bards in a group. You can have multiple clerics in a group. So if you're looking for group play by yourself as a solo player, that's the way to go 100%. If you're truly solo and just want to solo things by yourself, no groups, and you're just running out there doing things by yourself, I like the summoner. That's the class I am right now, because a summoner can spawn a pet that's either a tank, a healer, or a DPS. So you can really kind of fit into any group, but also kind of do whatever you want by yourself. Because if I want to go out solo, I just spawn a tank mob and he tanks for me. If I want to, go somewhere and I need a healer, I have a healer on my back. If I'm just pure DPSing low level stuff, I can pull out a DPS pet and kill everything fast. So like summoner's pretty cool because he's a jack of all trades, master of none. But if you're a truly solo player, that kind of works, right? Now, all this information that I'm saying now, completely useless once they release the 64 classes. Because right now there's only 8 classes. So you could be healer, tank, DPS ranger, DPS melee fighter, summoner, there's rogue. You can only be that and that's it. Yes, race doesn't matter. Race is purely cosmetic in lore. But once the 64 classes are out, everything I said is going to be completely useless. Because then you could be a healing rogue, or a rogue mage, or you could be a tank healer, or you could just be full out the best healer and have both cleric as your classes. and you'll be able to do all different kinds of unique metas and setups by mixing those 8 classes any way you like. So there's 64 classes in total when you start mixing those 8 together. If you want to be a cleric tank, be a cleric tank. Then you can kind of be both roles, right? You want to solo and be a ranger rogue and just be pure DPS and stealth, be that. And then you can be ranged and melee and stealth, you know. So those 64 classes is going to change all that to really be able to widen that meta open to all different kinds of positions. All right, we're checking the Halsey maps again. We're checking Halsey for the spots. We checked Marilith, nothing in Marilith. We're checking Halsey. We're going to run all the way down to whoever pinged on the map to see if that ping is true. So far, this stream has been an hour and a half of me running around in a circle. Nothing up here. How much further till you're fishing? Dude, I wish I was fishing an hour and a half ago. So we're doing the rotation one last time. It does not seem that the fishing spots are working for freshwater. So it could be a bug. And a lot of people have been reporting issues the past couple days on other servers. Our server's been fine, but other servers have been reporting this issue for 2 days now. So there might just be a bug with sport fishing in freshwater, unfortunately. If it's bugged, we might not have a choice till next server reset and see what happens. That's part of playing a game in alpha and being a year before its release, is you run into issues like this, unfortunately. So nothing in Halsey. Nothing here. So nothing in Marilith and nothing in Halsey. Heading back to Jova to the final spots. We'll see what happens. Someone on my website, on Linux server, did ping that there is a spot, but it's the furthest spot from me. So we're heading that way to see if it's true or if someone is trolling. This game should be finished by now. I think it'll be released this year. I don't think that's true at all. I know, man.
I just want to fish.
They have so much more to add to this game still. Settlements are not implemented. Housing is not implemented. The 64 classes are not implemented. They just 3 weeks ago added the final 8 core classes. So now they have to take all 8 of those.
Wish I was on your server so I could get on the boat with Yacht.
I appreciate that. I wish too. Then we can go out and fish. But they have the 64 classes to not only implement, but then that 64 classes they have to balance and get working properly. They have so much more to add for depth of crafting. They have so much more to add to depth of Harbinger events and PvE events. Really, the core parts of this game, almost everything that's the core part of this game has to be added still. And then they have to add all the zones. Like, they don't have all the zones open yet. This map is so much bigger than this. And this is only one half of the continent. So what you see here, this is only half. This all needs to be unlocked still. And this is only half the continent. The whole world map is 2 continents. They have so much more to release before we're ever even close to calling this a finished game. They said it'll be at least a year. You paid 400 in beta? Yeah, I paid 200 for my access. And then on top of that, I don't see anyone releasing a game in a year. 1 year from now is roughly GTA's release. In any game that tries to compete with a GTA launch, you put your game in the toilet. It would be the dumbest move in the world to try to release up against a GTA 6 release. So no, this game has a year plus before we see a full release. Easy. Easy. They're just too far away from that even being remotely less than a year. Launching on Steam was good. That's new. They learned a lot from that. Doing a lot with that. So that was good. So this wipe being on Steam is very good, but it's still got a long way to go. And by release, I mean like a full release where there's no future wipes. You know, they'll obviously add content after that, but at least a year till they're to the point where they won't wipe anymore. Especially because, like, look at settlements. And I mean, look at the towns. All the town XP is turned off right now because they have a problem with the way the towns level and stuff. And the big problem with that is if you level towns wrong or you build the wrong buildings, like we did a wipe where everyone just built smithies across the whole server on every town. You couldn't even get endgame gear because the town's built wrong. They had to wipe the whole server to reset all that. You know, once the game is fully up and running permanently, they can't do that. So they have to fix all those types of issues and player-made issues. Those are player-made issues, right? Those aren't game mechanics that were wrong. It's just players decided to troll and build the same crafting stations in every city, and then there were no end game gear because there were no cities to build it in. Oh my god, a fishing spot with 38 minutes left. We found a fishing spot at Jova. It's real. The spot was real. They just put it in the wrong part of the map. Okay, guys, we found a fishing spot. Let me add it to our Lineth map. I guess there's a rotation, bro. During the day, the pool in Jova, then during the night, Winstead? That would be interesting to see if they are day and night. If they're day and night kind of changing. I've never seen anything like that because when you chum water, it only lasts an hour, and then after that hour, it moves, so every server could have spots in different areas. But that'd be interesting to check day and night times. That'd be interesting for sure. But we found a spot we can actually fish, and it's the close Jova one. Let me whisper that guy. All right, we can actually do some fishing on this fishing stream. Let's go. All right, what lures? Let's get some spoon lure action in. Oh no, crink lures. I do have crink. Oh, I bought the crink lures. I put them on me. Okay, so we need crink lure data. So let's do crink lures. There we go. Finally. An hour and 45 minutes of running around for the spot to finally pop. So we're going to go ahead and catch these fish. And then when we turn them in, we're going to add them to the website. So that way we can get real data for the website, have more real data here. All right. And this one's nice and close for the turn-in too, so that's really good.
Keep rubbing it in.
Sorry, Chris. The good news is that it did eventually pop, which makes me have faith that it's not bugged, it's just hard to find. Because yesterday they were saying our server was bugged the whole time too, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm here fishing. My bad. So for freshwater fishing, the best thing is to make a group. I mean, being in a group of fishers is always best just to protect yourselves from being ganked, for sure. Freshwater or saltwater, that's true. Because even though technically they'd go corrupt if they kill you out here, there are people who have workarounds and ways to, you know, make corruption okay, and they do it. Dude, appreciate it, Chris.
I'm gon' get your web page out to some folks, hopefully it gets to pass around.
I appreciate it. I'm going to do a launch video tomorrow, probably. I want to get some guide videos out and get more guides on the site before I launch it and fix a couple of things that I got to fix and maybe get the chat bot working where you can upload screenshots. So I want to do all that before I kind of like fully make videos on it and announce it. But yes, any help right now to at least get people putting data in, you know, marking on the live map, adding your catches to the database, all that stuff is extremely helpful to get the site to a better position where I can like fully launch it. I want to add more tools like a session calculator where you could literally go and say, this is my fishing session. How much money did I make in profit, and make it so you could add like 7 fish at once in bulk and all that stuff. So I want to get all that kind of working before I fully announce it, but any data that people put in now would be hugely appreciated because it helps, you know, get everything working for the launch. You know, right now looking at, you know, best profit lures and there's only 8 catches. It's not enough data to really know when there's only 8 catches, right? You got to have a couple hundred catches to really kind of feel out what's true numbers there. So, dude, passing it around would be great. I appreciate it. And we are going to make a ranking system. So if you're a person who inputs a lot of data, it's going to track that for your login, and you'll be able to track that if you choose. You don't have to. And you'll be ranked on the site as like biggest contributor and stuff, and we're going to have prizes and gifts for that. So thank you all so much for that. Hopefully I can get that added soon so you guys can start getting credit for all the data you're adding now. I can't wait. I think there's a lot of potential that we can do with this site to really help everyone in the fishing world. I don't have a dedicated Discord for me because there's already like a dedicated fishing Discord. Do you guys think I should just link to that fishing Discord that someone else runs? Or should I make my own fishing Discord specifically for this website that's different? Because then I might be able to have API on the Discord too, where you can make submissions through the Discord if I made my own Discord. Or I could talk to their Discord to see if it's something that they'd be interested in adding to their site. But being able to submit through Discord would be pretty cool too. I could do webhooks and stuff for that as well. Make my own. That way we can control it.
Your own.
Yeah, I feel bad because they're doing a good job of recruiting people and getting people to it, and I've, learned a lot from it and got information from it. I'd feel bad making my own. It's almost like stealing, but I think if I made my own, I'd have more ability to add features directly related to the website, which would be good. I'd have full control. But yeah, having an Ashes Fishing Discord, I would have full control, and then I can make API calls and webhooks easily. Would be pretty nice. Oh, and you know what I could do then? I could also have the website ping to the Discord that there's new fishing spots on your servers and stuff. So you'd have like, a Discord link, a Discord chat that's just for Shoal, and then when a new fishing spot happens, it could ping to that Shoal Discord. That'd be cool too. Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. Maybe I'll work on that. That'd be neat to have. Of course, I didn't critical it. Alright, so we got 3 smalls. No mediums out of the crank lure, but we did get 2 pikes, so that's pretty cool. We'll turn them in and we'll add them to the website, and we'll do that live so you guys can kind of see the workflow that is right now. Obviously, it'll be better soon when I get the updated stuff, but... Alright, let's go turn in, baby. You know what? That's what I'll add to the map. That if you're logged in, I'll have the note. I'll have the note say guest user or verified by. That's what we'll do. And then we'll have the full contribution points go for if you do catches, but also pings on map. I like that. So we're going to change map pins to include logged in username or guest to show verified by. All right. Contribution system for adding map pins and fish catches I like the contribution system idea. That would be nice. So that way you get points for both turning in your fish to the database and also map pins. So if you're pinning on the map, you get contribution as well too. Because that's huge, is pinning on the map. This guy's name is Kissing Them. But pinning on the map would be really good. And maybe give more points than the fish catches. That way we can keep that map updated live, and we'll have ranks and rewards. Let me add that. Ranks and rewards for contribution. Alright, so we're going to turn this in live on the website so you guys can kind of see how it works. So let me pull up the website, add a catch, press the add a catch button. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do the add a catch here. So this one is a pike fry. So I'm going to choose pike and fry. All right, next is length. Length is 52.26 centimeters. Weight 7.23. All right, we did it with a crank lure. And then we got to turn in how much it's worth. So let's go ahead and turn this baby in. 98 silver, 18 copper. So 98 silver, 18 copper. So turn that in. It'll say thank you for submitting your catch. After 7 seconds, it'll reset that. Will go away and you can do your next catch. All right, and you can just keep adding your catches that way. Nice and easy. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page and go to the database, you can check that your last catch was actually added. So pike, fry, 52.26, 7.23. I used a crank lure. Total value was 98.18. The date that it happened and the ID number. I see more than this on my end. I can see IP address and other submission information. That way, if it is someone who's trolling and stuff, I can ban that IP. Kind of keep those people out from posting fake stuff. I can also come here to kind of look at total sizes and make sure that people aren't putting fake stuff in. I do have something on my end that tells me if you're using like a flying lure but caught a pike, stuff like that. I'll be looking at stuff like that to make sure that there's not people lying on the site as best as I can. But it is a community driven site, so there's always a chance that people lie and get away with it. But I'll have algorithms and things help me out with that. But let's go ahead and sell that and turn in the next fish. So next fish here, we have a walleye fry, 36.21. So we're going to do walleye fry. Length was 36.21. Weight 2.28. 2.28. It was caught with a crank lure. And it turns in for 37.78. 37.78. All right. And then last fish here. We got a pike fry, 53.21. So pike fry, 53.21. Weight, 7.52. We did it with a crank lure, and it turns in for 1 gold, 1 silver, 49. So 1 gold, 1 silver, 49 copper. Boom! There it is. So let's sell that. So that was the 3 fish. Now if I go to my profit calculator, and we go to freshwater only, we look at crank, we have 8 crank caught instead of 5, because we had 5 before. So now the average cost, this is at 50% harbor taxes. The average cost is 52 silver and 80 copper. Average value is 60 silver and 60 copper with an average profit of only 7 silver. The lowest fish caught was 37.24. The highest fish caught was the one I just turned in. It's only based on 8 caught, so obviously that's not a big database yet. But right now, looking at this, if I was looking at freshwater at Harbor, Texas, Frank lure is only netting me 7 silver per fish, where flying lure is netting me 33 silver. So buying the cheapest lure is still working out better. Now again, we need more numbers, right? 8 is not a good data set to really look at that to see, you know, the total profit there. We need hundreds of fish in the system to really kind of work these numbers out and see. But this is kind of the concept, so I need your help with adding fish, and then we'll have this. Like, someone did do 80 paddle-tail lure freshwater fish catches, and I did verify those. He sent me the list, and I put them all in myself. So I did verify that it was a full list that he submitted. But looking at this, you know, after 80 fish freshwater, you're going to lose on average 5 silver. Don't recommend using paddle-tail lures on freshwater. You're going to lose money. Now, if we look at that same lure on saltwater, you know, only 16 catches, but we're making 46 silver. Why is that? Because when you're in freshwater, the lowest fish is about the same cost and value as saltwater's lowest fish. But when you're in freshwater at the highest fish are only worth a couple gold, where the highest fish in saltwater are worth upwards of 10 gold. So that gap means using expensive jigs and expensive lures in freshwater, you have the same cost, but much less return value. So it's not worth it. So that's why using paddle-tail lures with freshwater fish, you know, going freshwater, you're averaging to lose money because your small hits are the same, but your big hits are much less, bringing the average way down. So that's stuff that we've learned from this kind of calculator, and what I want to keep getting, you know, more data set into so we can really understand and do this. Someone is going to have to use bucktail jigs on freshwater and lose a lot of profit to help the data set out. So I'll be working on that myself. So I'll be wasting bucktail jigs in freshwater just to see those averages go down. But this is pretty neat, guys. I'm excited for the potential here. I'm excited of what this can be. I'm excited for the guides and having a spot, one spot fits all spot for everyone to kind of visit and put their data in and learn how to fish. I'm happy for the chat bot. The chat bot will be able to answer questions that you have questions about fishing. It'll also be able to accept screenshots so you can verify. It's going to be great. I'm going to get your webpage out. Oh yeah, you already said that. Sorry, I'm reading that late. Yeah, so dude, everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out this preview. This is my site. Yes, I built this site. So I got a lot of upgrades to do to the site. I got more guides to add today. I want to add more features. I want to get the session calculator going so you can put in like 6, 8, 10 fish at a time with a session. So bulk adding it. I'm on it right now without even watching this video. Crazy, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes. This is kind of like a preview video. I haven't like officially made content on the site yet because we need more data and stuff. So I'm kind of doing like a preview video today to get people to visit the site and work on it. Also posting more on the live maps. So here in the Linux server, we are using it. So I've seen a couple people have posted the fishing spot. I am going to make it so these are verified and you can downvote them if they're incorrect and we'll remove them off the map. So I do have to add that to the database and get that working too. So that's on my list. Did I put that on my list? Yes, I did. And remove after multiple entries. So I do have that on my list. So you're on Lin too? Someone posted me the link earlier. Maybe it was you? I'm Vortex in games, so maybe if it was Vortex, that was me. I've been trying to promote it. But yeah, dude, appreciate the follow. Thank you guys all for checking it out. I do have a lot of work to work on the site today, so I am going to probably end the stream to get working on the site. Use the chatbot. Guys, I can read the chatbot messages. I don't know who they come from, so it's not like I know it's you or anything, but use the chatbot, troll the chatbot, ask it questions that you think might be legit, because any questions you ask, I can teach it if it was a good or bad answer and teach the bot to learn more. So utilize that chatbot any way you want. It's all AI based, and I can, you know, like I said, upgrade the bot and teach it and train it better. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for all for checking out the site. Thank you all for inputting your catches and data. Thank you all for finding bugs and issues and making recommendations. You guys are the best. Hit me up in the chatbot if you have any questions as well too, because I do read those. So if you just want to add a feature or something, message the chatbot and tell it. But thank you all so much, and I really hope you enjoy all this stuff. I'm doing it all for free. No ads yet, but I may add ads eventually. I just won't make it crazy. Some of these websites have 14 ads on a page, and it's ridiculous. That will not be me. If I add it, it's going to be like one, you know, just to help offset some of the costs of doing all this. I don't have a job, so I can't do everything for free. But thank you all so much, and we'll see you guys tomorrow's stream. I will do more actual fishing.